two-goal night from Thomas Chabot, a ninth straight loss for the Jets, and an Olympic hockey roster that's already stirring debate. Buckle up, Ottawa. There's a lot to unpack. Quick weather check for the capital. Sunny with a high near -11 degrees Celsius and a low around -23 degrees Celsius. Let's start at Canadian Tire Center. The Senators handed Winnipeg its ninth consecutive loss, 4-2. Behind Thomas Chabot's brace and Drake Batherson's game winner in the second, Leevi Merilainen looked calm and composed with 20 saves, and Tim Stützle stretched his point streak to 12 games, quietly elite consistency from the 20-something star. The game wasn't without controversy. A confrontation between Brady, Tkachuk, and Logan Stanley boiled over, and after Tkachuk took a punch, head coach Travis Green made it clear post-game that he was unhappy with how the officials handled the sequence. The penalties racked up, emotions ran high, and Green's message was unmistakable: protect the players and get the calls right. Down on the farm, the Belleville Senators dropped a 3-1 decision to the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. The power play had its looks, but the execution just didn't tilt the scoreboard. Plenty to build on, though. Especially in puck movement through the middle. From club hockey to the Five Rings, 6 Albertans are headed to Milano Cortina on Team Canada's Olympic roster, with names like Braden Point and Cale Makar leading the charge. That star power comes with a historical wrinkle. This will be the first Canadian men's Olympic team since 1952 without a Quebec-born player. For a province that's produced Hall of Famers and icons, the omission stings, and fans are vocal about it. South of the border, Team USA leaned heavily on their Four Nations face-off core, Tage Thompson, Clayton Keller, and Seth Jones among the headline picks, while Sweden will be downright terrifying with William Nylander, Leo Carlsson, and Elias Pettersson. However you slice it, Olympic hockey is set to be a tournament of supercharged top lines and power plays that can decide a game in 10 seconds. And if your household treats the World Juniors like a winter holiday, you're in good company. The Danford family from Madoc is living the dream in Minnesota right now, cheering on their son Ben as he wears the maple leaf on the world stage. It's the journey every Canadian hockey family knows. Early mornings, long car rides, endless cups of rink coffee, paying off under the brightest lights. It's also a reminder that the stories we cheer for in Ottawa often start in small towns and minor hockey barns across the province. Back to the home front, a quick salute to the Ravens. Carleton's women topped McGill 65-50 in an exhibition that showcased classic Ravens defense. They sprinted to a 41-15 halftime lead, forced turnovers, and turned 19 of those mistakes into points. McGill's Emma Jane Scotton poured in a game-high 20, and the Martlets pushed back in the third, but Carleton steadied in the fourth to close it out. Shooting told the tale. The Ravens hit 39% from the field, while holding McGill to just under 25%. Carleton now nudges ahead in their all-time series, 19-18. On the economy beat, Canada's kitchen cabinet and furniture makers are still feeling the squeeze from U.S. tariffs even after President Trump paused additional hikes. Existing 25% duties on cabinets remain in force, and the pause only delays a jump that would have raised upholstereds to 30% and cabinets and vanities to 50%. With roughly $600 million in annual Canadian cabinet exports and a soft housing market already dragging, manufacturers are warning that margins are evaporating. Manitoba's Elias Woodworks says 80% of its products go stateside. A move to 50% would have been catastrophic. The pause buys time, not relief. For Ottawa area suppliers and contractors, the knock-on effects show up in pricing, project timelines, and hiring decisions. Meanwhile, in Ottawa, parliamentarians are sharpening tools to go after tax avoidance and try to claw back as much as $15 billion a year, now slipping into havens. The challenge is that high-net-worth households can move faster than the rulebook. When the code tightens, the structures adapt. What started as a probe into the Prime Minister's ties to big money management has snowballed into what looks like a serious policy push. The emerging question is implementation. How do you chase complex international flows without chilling legitimate investment? Policy experts say advanced analytics could help flag patterns. Think the careful, audited use of AI to map relationships across shell companies and jurisdictions, paired with more transparency deals with partner countries. It's slow work, but the upside for public finances is massive. That dovetails with another trend: wealth on the move. A record 128,000 millionaires are expected to relocate globally in 2025. Canada faces a tricky balance, attracting newcomers with capital while losing some of its own high earners to countries touting lower taxes and simpler rules. The United Arab Emirates, Australia, the United States, Singapore, and Switzerland are perennial magnets. On the flip side, traditional powerhouses like the United Kingdom, China, India, and yes, Canada are projected to see net outflows driven by political polarization and policy uncertainty. For Ottawa, that's not an abstract story. It hits venture funding, philanthropy, and tax bases that pay for local services. The policy debate isn't going away. In Alberta, the Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation has taken the province's separatist petition to court, arguing that any move to separate from Canada cannot proceed without First Nation consent under Treaty No. 8. Their claim calls the enabling legislation blatantly unconstitutional, raises alarms about foreign interference, and flags the risk of deep economic and legal harm, particularly for First Nations if the process continues unchecked. Chief Sheldon Sunshine says an urgent injunction is coming to pause the petition while the courts weigh in. However that lands, the case centers treaty rights at the heart of a provincial push with national implications. Across Canada, Iranian Canadians and supporters held solidarity rallies, Toronto among them, backing demonstrators in Iran calling for freedom, democracy, and basic human rights. Signs, songs, and chants turned city squares into megaphones for those facing repression. If you attended a gathering in the capital, we'd love to hear what moved you most and how the community is organizing support on the ground. Before we go, one last glance outside. Ottawa stays sunny today. High around -11 degrees Celsius, low near -23 degrees Celsius. Bundle up, recharge the hand warmers, and enjoy that blue sky light while it lasts. That's your mix of local beats, national stakes, and the wider world. If you're celebrating the Sens win, savor it. And if you're keeping one eye on Milano Cortina, the countdown is officially on.